Hello, my name is Alex. I'm a head of the Business Central department, and I'm pleased to welcome you to our webinar. And let me briefly introduce myself. I'm working with Dynamics and AV and Business Central for more than 18 years now. I'm responsible for many processes, and in particular, I help clients establish support processes. Yes, and today we will talk about support. Here's our agenda for today. And first of all, I want to briefly introduce our company and our experience in different industries. Then we will overview the support process, later go to the business cases, and finally review some business applications and solutions which can help you to improve your support experience. So, what about our company? We are an international company. We have 3 offices in UK, Germany, and in Serbia. In Serbia, we have a nearshore office, and this is how we can offer a good pricing for our customers. We mainly operate in Europe, but also we have some customers in Canada, United States, in Middle East, in China, and Australia. We are official Microsoft partner. We have 20 certified solutions on AppSource. We kind of well ranked on Clutch. For 20 years, we have done near 150 ERP projects, and our team consists of near 100 employees. On this slide, you can see our main industries. That's not all industries which we are working with, but our main industries are pharmaceutical, distribution, finance, and manufacturing. And on the slide, you can see some of the well-known brands. So that's briefly it, and let's proceed with our main topic for today. So what is effective support? When customers come to us, which kind of challenges we have, which kind of KPIs we want to track. And today we will talk about such topics as resolution time, user satisfaction, cost effectiveness, moderate workload on first line of support in order to meet SLA terms, service transparency and reporting, and of course, business context understanding from the team. So let's, for example, overview the change management process. What we can see here. On the top, you can see kind of typical life cycle. And if you're talking about improvement with this process, we can look at the 2 layers. The first layer is that's about infrastructure level. The second one, it's about approach which we use and solutions. So if you want to see your support process in a structured way, very predictable for the scope and timing, it's always a good idea to use a task tracker. A task tracker can help you to manage the scope of the project, the budget and timing. You can track all the statuses of each stage, and all your stakeholders will have the same context when some task in the progress. Then, if you're talking about development, if you have some issues with development, for example, you have some conflicts between different developers, you don't have very good release management process, and you lose some features during the deployment, it's always good to use DevOps process. DevOps process can automate some processes and improve quality of the development process itself. Out of the development process, it's a testing phase, and many customers have here some issues related to the scope of the testing, the transparency of the testing process. It's difficult to understand what have been tested, who tested, and what's the results. And if you want to put it in a structure and a transparent way, it's always good to implement TestOps process. A bit later, I give you some examples and some details on how it could be automated. So when a feature is deployed to the production, it's always good to make some post-implementation review and enrich your knowledge database if you use it. So when we look at the approach and solution level, on the first stage, you need to set some priorities for your task. In order to speed up the pipeline for each task, it's beneficial to automate prioritization for the task. On one hand, you may have kind of influence and urgency, and based on these two parameters, you actually can automate priorities definition in your task tracker. So it could be kind of built-in feature for your task tracker, and it will help you to prioritize make prioritization for your tasks. So next stage, when we need to define what kind of way we need to implement this feature. It's analysis and design stage. It's always better to use workshop-driven approach. What do I mean? You don't need to prepare too much documents, put technical information, and agree with information with end users. It's always better to provide workshop to show how it would be implemented, and that's a better way for the users to understand what kind of solutions will be done in the production. And also you need to mention that there are libraries of ready solutions. You don't just need to create a new solution from scratch. You can just review already existing solutions. It could be just for free to use it. Just remember that that's an option to use an already existing solution, which you can just adapt to your particular situation. When we are talking about a proof stage, yes, since the scope of the implementation approved, service provider can estimate the overall implementation based on the fixed price model. If it's critical for you, you may request a fixed price estimation before the development. During the development team customize the solution or just install some additional application and adapt it to your situation. After the DevOps process, after the development process, you need to properly test your feature. And what kind of solutions you can use here? First, if you have critical business processes which should be properly tested during the release management process, you may use kind of auto test processes, so auto test libraries. Which can help to cover all your main or critical processes and test it automatically, not just spending too much time of end users and not spend resources of your support team. If you also want to put the acceptance test in a transparent way, it's always good to create kind of test case scenarios, prove it with end users and with the implementation or support team. After deployment, it's good to review, make a post-implementation review, and also enrich your knowledge database. That's a high-level overview of the process, and now let's consider some business cases. So my first business case is it's about the company. It's manufacturing company. Manufacturing and distribution company, and they work in 15 legal entities worldwide. The main issue of the customer was that they have repetitive incidents. From time to time, from month to month, we faced with the same incidents based on the same problem. As a result, we paid too much for the support process. And how we handled this situation. So when we are talking about incident support, it means that we have some dedicated team which have their own KPIs, kind of SLA terms, and we need to meet these SLA terms. And what we have done, we implement a problem management process. It's a separate team with different KPIs, and the main KPI is just identify a problem based on the incident lists of incidents. And based on this problem, we just create a change request in order to cover the root cause of this incident. Since this change request is deployed, it's actually reduce the number of the incidents and workload on the first line of the support. As a result, for 2 years of this work, we reduced the workload on the first line by 33%, and for 2 years, it's equal 600,000 euro savings. It's quite much, a very good result. Full-time employee for 2 years. My next case, it's about testing process, and the case is here we're talking about pharmaceutical company, and we have to provide validation process. That means that each release, for example, if we have some update from Microsoft, we need to test all the critical processes, and that's very time consuming. What have been done? We implement a TestOps process. This TestOps process has a library of auto tests, and now client not just test it manually. We just launch each release auto tests, and the system automatically tests all the critical business processes. Put it to the system with detailed description, and end users can review which kind of functionality was tested and what the outcomes. As a result of the implementation of this process, we cover 70% of regression tests on this customer. And for example, I can show you how it may looks like. Let me show my screen. And here on this screen, you can see TestOps system. On the left side of the screen, here you can see the list of the tests which have been done. All tests passed except one, and you can see some error here. On the right side of the screen, you can see the steps of this test. On each step, you can see what the system did automatically. So system go to the BC, open sales orders, then create a new sales order. On each step, you have a screenshot. You can just overview this screenshot and see how system create this initial order, how some lines was filled in, and so forth. So on each step, you see all the details related to the test process. Finally, you can see the error here, and you can overview the screenshot and see what's wrong with it. And here you just see that in this field, other value was expected, and that caused some error and the test ops process. Here you can see some text description on why system think that it's an error, and you can just review this text and just understand what's going on here. Finally, you may review the full video on how system automatically test Business Central feature. For example, you can see that system automatically go to the list of the sales orders, push a new button. You may see a new sales order. System automatically drill down to the customer list, choose the customer for this test process. Next, fill in some lines here, and after that, release document and push post button. After posting process, system opened posted sales order and check the result. And here we just see unexpected value, and this is why system prepares some description why it's unexpected and what should be done next. So on this example, you can see that test process can be very transparent. All the end users can overview with the results and see if everything is okay. So let's TestOps process, and colleagues, please share presentation again. Yeah. My next case, it's about knowledge management. Intuitively, it's a good idea to use knowledge management because you will have all the information in one place, reuse it, and that move forward to your processes. But in real life, we faced with two main issues. First of all, you need to have some kind of responsible employee who will be responsible for the knowledge database. He will or she will need to renew information, update knowledge base, write some articles, and so forth. It's a very time-consuming process, and yes, it's very hard to organize. On the other hand, end users should be able to effectively use the knowledge base in an effective way and find information related to their specific context. How these two issues could be solved? So using language models, we can actually automate both of these processes. For example, if you have some documentation, it could be a different type of the documentation. For example, it could be user manuals or some specifications or whatever, some articles which you wrote. Language model can automatically index all these text documents and put it to the knowledge database automatically. Also, artificial intelligence tools can receive information from your business applications. For example, if you have task tracker, which we mentioned before, we can just index all the information in the task tracker. So in that case, knowledge base will include information about all the tickets which have been accomplished in the task tracker. And then user want to receive some answer based for the question. We can just go to the corporate portal like ChatGPT. They can log in using their corporate account and ask system regarding to their case. And in this situation, kind of AI agent can automatically review all the data which exist in the knowledge database and prepare context-fitted feedback answer on the customer case. According to our experience, this approach can reduce the workload on the first line by 30%. And here I can again make a short demo on how it may works in real life. Let me share my screen again. And for example, you may have such a portal. This portal can be hosted in your infrastructure, on your cloud infrastructure, and users can log in here using your corporate account, and all the data will be stored in your infrastructure. Here you can just ask some questions in simple text form. And for example, as a user, I just ask some question about the blank sales order. I have some issue and I described here some business specific context. And I a bit unsatisfied with the payment terms. I have other expectations and I want to understand what's the reason why I have a mistake in the system. Here we are talking about custom functionality. So especially a customer works with agreements functionality. It's not a standard functionality. and standard language model doesn't know anything about it. But here the system gives some answer, and this answer was made based on two data sources. So the first data source, it's from task tracker system. You can review this information, so it's just ticket which really exists in the system. And here you can see just 10 pages of unstructured information on how discussion was going, and here you may see some description on how this particular ticket was solved. And the language model can read all this information, and based on this unstructured information, a system can describe the case which relates to the particular process, and suggest some steps on how we can fix this particular case. Also, this information based not only on the ticket history, we have, for example, some documentation, and for example, system have found user manual, which stored on SharePoint, and yes, here's a user manual, and then the system prepared the answer for the end user. It's answer also based on the user manuals for this particular system, and that's the case. These agents could be used for many data sources, and you can use it not only for some data from documentation or from a task tracker system. You can just directly request some data from ERP and receive some answers based on your request. That's briefly it about agents on how you can use it, and let's me briefly go back to the presentations. Colleagues? Yes, and what do I want to say here? When we're talking about support process, of course, team is very important, and of course, you need to invest to a team. But a good support process is not, it's not about a team, it's about processes. And on this screen, you can see some of the business applications and solutions which we typically implement for free for our clients. It's kind of investment from our side, but this is investment for the long-term cooperation. It's not cost too much. If you're interested in how much license cost for these business applications, I can calculate it for your business scenario. But these business applications can significantly improve your service for the long run. Also, we have service which called audit of the business processes. We deliver this service for free, and if you want me to review your business processes, I can make kind of a health check, and as a result prepare optimization roadmap. My contact details on the slide. We will share this presentation with you after this webinar. So for now, thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.